Of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hey guys, please stop by our site and purchase some of our merchandise today. This is not only a way to spread the word about us, but it is a great way to support the channel. JustMeCMB.cc.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. I hope you guys are having a great day today. If you are new here, I am your host, Just Me CMB, and today we are talking about Wineglass and chill. Wineglass is one of the many mothers that we discuss here in the situation room, and we are going to jump right on into this. Today's member of the video is Burma Shannon. She is not only a subscriber to Just Me CMB, but she is a subscriber to our membership. We definitely appreciate you. This is something new that we are doing here, making each live have someone who represents us or someone who we represent, let me say it like that, and show our appreciation to as a YouTube channel. Before we move any further, let's go ahead and play our channel break. I touch that fine for you. I do that three, but I think I know. I touch that fine for you. So today we are talking about Wineglass. She put up a video talking about her son, and so we're going to jump right into this video. Now, before we jump into the video, let me also introduce those of you who may be new to our channel merchandise. We have recently added some new items to our merch, hopefully as a member and a frequent flyer here in the situation room. You will not only check it out and like it, but choose to support. In order for you to hear me talk, I actually have to be on the screen. So as I jumped in here, I don't think that I was. This is our merchandise, and that is our merchandise logo that we newly adopted. As we talk about different people and coin phrases, we will definitely um, make that something that not only we have here on the channel, but we will add to our merchandise as need be. Anyway, guys, let's jump on over here um, into our conversation for today. Like I said, Miss Wineglass says that she failed her son. So we need to know what she's talking about because she's saying she's a bad mom by failing her child. Let's see what she is talking about. Let me get her up here on the screen. One moment. Oh, there it is.
Girl Wineglass, and today is another sit down video. So I'm doing a sit down video to discuss my son and him going, me admitting him to what is that, a behavioral health hospital. Is it called hospital? But where I'm at, it's called Rogers. Let me see what Rogers. I think Rogers is a mental institution. That's
First of all, you sending your son somewhere that you can't even say mental institution. Now, I hope she joking. The boy is 8 or 9. He's the most stable person in the house. Yeah, I hope she's joking. I'm just gonna keep it real. I hope she's joking.
what it is. Okay. So let's start from the beginning, but I am gonna read these comments that I got, and I think it's a lot. It's very different. Like, I'm finna explain to y'all in detail and read these comments and tell y'all what's going on. So this girl, I really think these are fake pages. Like, I block people and they make new pages, but it's no face. So it's a different person. You don't even, I don't, it's nobody, okay? It says ADHD is not a push under the rug in the Black community. Many kids are
Now, let me stop right there. Wineglass in another video stated that basically ADHD was pushed under the rug, that black people, because, and she went honey back to the point of trying to say it had something to do with slavery and that people didn't want their kids to take medications, so they pushed the situation under the rug. Um, I don't know where she got that from. Now, it is true, some people do not want their kids taking medicines. That is true. I mean, let's just be real. That is true. But that's a personal choice. A lot of times it's because they don't feel the kid needs it. The only time that it is forced upon a child is if they have consistent behavioral issues at school, and in a situation like that, a lot of times they do require you, if the child has been issued medicine, for them to take it. So, with that being the case, I don't think that she should be trying to speak on a level that she is definitely not prepared for.
adults are diagnosed and take medicine. Others have taken the historic route in combination
The holistic.
in their symptoms and struggles. I'm not sure where you're getting your opinion from about the Black community, but you are heavily mistaken, and that's wrong. So she did comment again. She said the doctor diagnosed RJ as having a processing disorder, or do you think he does? RJ presents as perfectly fine. Of course, I'm only going off what I see in the video. However, I don't see any developmental or cognitive or other delays in RJ. So Let me say this. You don't know my son because you barely see him because I don't even think he likes to be on camera just like his daddy.
Okay, so the thing is, you saying that you don't think that is your son. That's what you just said. So why would you think he don't like to be on camera? You should know he doesn't like to be on camera, or you should know whatever his situation is. Another thing, this is a woman who spoke with you in a respectful manner. She wasn't mean or nasty. But you consistently try to give your kids conditions. It's really kind of weird.
You don't know my son, you don't know the struggles I went through when he was younger. So for you to even comment something like that and say that, oh, the black community is not pushing this underneath the rug. Yes, they are. As we grew up, we are told not to take these medications because we're not supposed to be crazy. Why?
Okay, who is the we? That's what I need to know. Who is this we that you are referring to, young lady?
Because enslaved, we supposed to act strong. We're not supposed to have no weakness, right? And we're carrying the slave mentality as of right now.
Hold on, y'all.
So this is why I say this. Yes, in our black community, it is a struggle. My mom, Bay's mom, well, my mom, she's okay with it, but Bay's mom, my daddy, they don't believe in taking medicine. And this is
Okay, so you are basing the entire community on your mother and your dad. Um, honey, a wretched ass mess. That's what I'm gonna say. Because the fact that she feels she can speak for everybody is absolutely asinine.
everywhere. And it's just not my community, it's everywhere. Because even my sister, her baby has ADHD.
And this is my thing, and I ain't trying to be rude, but honey, if y'all keep producing children that aren't fully self-sufficient in a mental capacity, stop having kids. You are making it hard not only on yourself trying to raise these children that have deficiencies, but you are creating a group of people who will not be able to function normally. That will always need some kind of help. That's always going to be in a position of not being able to measure up. Cut it out. Stop making babies.
And her mom and my daddy, they did not want him to take medicine. It was like, oh, he's fine. But they give him medicine now because they know how he is. So let's go back.
And what does that mean? They know how he is. Is the boy slow? Is he simple? Is he unable to learn? Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but really, what does that mean?
Back in the day with RJ. When I had RJ, I was a young teen mom. I had
And you know what? That is no excuse to not have done what you needed to do as far as your son is concerned. You are clearly a little delayed. I'm trying not to say it in a rude way. You are delayed. So the fact that you could turn around and create a well adjusted, well mannered, perfectly healthy, and perfectly mentally well put together child is not likely.
Had my baby. I didn't know what came with it. RJ, when he was first born, he was gorgeous, handsome, everything. And
So, what does gorgeous have to do with being slow or being mentally not put together?
so when I had him, he used to cry all the time. My baby used to be up all night, and I didn't know why he used to get up at night. I'm thinking
Because he's a freaking baby? The fuck?
like, this is normal. I didn't have no sleep, so I'm going through my baby blues. I'm crying and stuff like that. So as RJ got older, he was still crying. RJ cried so much. Like when he went to Head Start for his first year, he cried all day. And the
Baby, honey, he would have had to go home. I wouldn't have been able to handle that. I'd have had to find me another job, child. Mm-mm. That's too much going on. It was something wrong, not, it was something wrong with you. And he wasn't getting what he needed because it's no way that he should need to cry and he should be that slow when it comes to adjusting to things. And we're going to move up a little bit in this.
to a therapist out here where I'm at. And they told me that my baby was having anxiety attack. And I was just looking at him like, what? Hell no, he too young to have anxiety. I even called his daddy. I was like, bae, they said RJ having anxiety attacks. And Bae was like, no, he too young because Bae already having anxiety himself. He like, my baby ain't got what I got. He's too young. We still young. We young parents. So we don't know. So
This is why everybody don't need to be a parent right here. This is why. There should have been something you guys could have done that put that child in a position that he did not feel anxious. But can a child from a young age have anxiety disorder? Maybe. But again, this is why everybody don't need babies. I mean, you admitted that you spent half your life in school not learning, didn't know how to learn, whatever. You had some kind of condition. I mean, you didn't even have what you need, but yet here you is making babies that you don't know how to raise and take care of. Where the hell is your mama at, Wineglass?
then I'm like, well, do he got ADHD? That was like, yes, it comes with anxiety. Like, I don't know what was going on, but he was having an anxiety attack. Like his brain could not process him doing transitions. Like it was very hard for him to do transitions. So they said the reason why he was crying like that is because it was anxiety. He was having an anxiety attack. And I did not know, like, y'all, like, it still blows my mind today because I'm just thinking, like, my baby just crying too much. He a crybaby. You know how you have boys, they just fucking crybabies? No, they were saying the reason why he kept crying in every transition is because he was having an anxiety attack. And it explains because of the things he had now. So I'm like, it's coming together. So when kindergarten gets here, his teacher called me before even conference, was like, we need to have a talk ASAP. And I'm like, okay, so I go in.
Okay, so you're saying in Head Start they told you that he has an adjustment disorder, but then you put him in a normal kindergarten class with children who have no issues and they can't learn because your baby sitting there crying all day. You did fail your son. And the system failed you because they should have put him into some kind of special program for kids like him. And if there aren't any classes like that, there should be some type of provisions or special schools for kids with special needs. So this entire class of children is having to sit there and not be able to learn or not be able to go through what they need to go through because of you and your son, and you just trying to get him out the house. That's some bullshit.
There. And I'm like, okay. She was like, RJ has been off the chain. He does not sit in a you know, when they sit in a group, he does not sit in the group. I even asked, let me rewind. I even asked his head start teacher, Linda, Miss Linda. I said, do my baby have ADHD? She told me she could not she couldn't give me a diagnosis. She couldn't say yes or no because they are not trained for that.
Exactly. And why are you asking, and why are you trying to subtly put a diagnosis on him? You are the problem. I don't think your kids are the problem. I think you're the problem.
Basically, like, she couldn't give me an answer, so I just played off of it. Like, she told me he could grow out of it, so I just played it like, oh, he's gonna eventually grow out of this, right? So when his teacher called me when he was in kindergarten, I already knew what's up because I knew my baby. I knows my kids, and I do anything. Like, I will fight some. I will do anything to get my kids the help they need, period. So when she called me, I come in there and she was just like, RJ, he's spitting, he's biting, he's kicking, he's not sitting in the carpet, he's all
Oh, he bad as fuck. He goes from having anxiety to doing all of this stuff. How did we get here from where you claim he started?
off the chain, he's walking out the classroom. All of this, I'm like, what? He doing this? I'm finna, in my mind, I'm like, I'm finna whoop him. Because this is how we were taught. We are taught to whoop our kids when they doing stuff like that.
You're taught to discipline your child. Nobody said you had to physically punish your child. So the fact that you were raised a certain way and you clearly didn't like the way you were raised, you were trying to take this and impress your personal situation upon an entire community of people. Wineglass, you don't have the intellect for this conversation. Now, you do have the intellect to talk about your own child because you've been there with him. But trying to say that a race of people and something about slavery, girl, do you know how long ago slavery was for you to be going back like that was yesterday?
Not thinking that this is part of the anxiety and this is part of the ADHD.
Anxiety, love.
Me, because I'm young, I'm thinking ADHD is just hyperness. So even the teacher was like, she told me, she said, I feel like he does have ADHD, like, and it's affecting his learning. So I'm like, okay.
These type of diagnoses can be put into play as far back, or should I say, as soon as 2 to 3 years old. Like, why are you questioning all of these people when you could have easily went to a doctor, as early as it needed to happen, and get a diagnosis for your child, get your child looked at, talk to the doctor about your concerns. You shouldn't be talking to random teachers. Like they said, that is not their expertise.
So when it comes down to his doctor told me to wait another year because the teacher was like, um it's only so much they can do because he didn't have a 504 plan then. He didn't even have an IEP then.
Why is she so This girl goes out her way to declare her kids mentally delayed and to get these um, IEPs and all of this crap for her kids. Like, why does she not push for normalness? Why does she not push her children to learn on a normative level? And I'm saying normative because Yeah, all kids learn differently. All kids are individuals. And things can be whatever, but everything should be on a sense of normalness that they don't need all of that. Like she looks for that. And every last one of her kids got some kind of condition. There's something wrong with that.
They was giving RJ naps when he was in kindergarten because they feel like if he did not have a nap, he will cry all day. And they said it is part of maturity. And I feel like that was just part of his anxiety. So they was doing special things like um they would take his recess from him.
Honey, why don't this girl have a social worker or something? They just threw some kids out here to this slow baby here, hot ass mess. And they don't have nobody monitoring to ensure that she's able to raise kids with a level of normalness that will allow them at some point as adults to function on their own.
They will let him sleep on the cot. Even though they're learning, they will let him sleep because they know if they wake him up, he becomes a crybaby monster. Like he just get up and he just start crying and he just this and that. So fast forward to second grade, this is when we get him medicine. So his teacher, I was just like, okay, let's wait till second grade. Maybe he does grow out of this. Maybe it's maturity. Girl, his teacher called me not even 2 weeks into school, was like, hey, we need to talk. You need to come in school. So she told me.
I remember my daughter when I first moved to Florida with my kids. It was just us three. My daughter went to daycare, and when she first went to daycare, because I'm all she knew, she cried a lot. And I remember people telling me that she cried a lot. Um, I think it was like the first week that she was going there. She just cried, cried, and cried. And it wasn't no long drawn out process. After a few days, they like, honey, she is not adjusting. Which they didn't say it like that. They was just like, she cries all day. Basically, your baby cried too much, and we don't want to hear. I mean, that's how I feel like it was. So I walked over to her. She was crying because I was finna leave, and I told her, I said, you have to stay here because mommy has to go to work. I said, I will always come back for you. Like, I'm only leaving because I have to go to work, but I promise I will always come back for you. You will not, basically, you're not going to be here forever. You're just here so mommy can go to work. And she said, okay, mommy. I said, give me a hug. She gave me a hug and she went and played and she never cried again. Sometimes you need to assure your kids, you need to explain to them what's going on. Um, and you need to let them know they're safe. That kid was unsure. Now, she's talking about from Head Start all the way into second grade. I'm talking about 3 days. And I didn't know she was crying all day until they told me that. I wouldn't have never known. But after that day, she didn't cry anymore. Kids have different levels of maturity and they know what's going on based on how you treat them and what you tell them.
Me like, I need you to tell your doctor to send the forms because he have ADHD and now he's behind and he cannot sit in the carpet, he cannot function, he cannot focus, he cannot do none of this. And I was just like, yeah, I told RJ, because this is what she was telling me when she was sitting down, was like, he cannot function, this and that, He's blurting stuff out, and that's part of it too. He was blurting stuff out. He was fighting other kids. He was just doing a lot. You would never think.
Part of that could be ADHD. Part of it could be that he was on the spectrum. Maybe he is, or maybe he isn't. And part of it could be anxiety because he's afraid. He don't know these kids. You just sending him to school. He don't know why he here. He ain't even. The lady said he's behind, so he ain't even learning nothing. All of that sounds like they should have got with you to let you know that, I mean, that kid needs something extra, but it don't necessarily have to be medicine. So all you did is gave him some medicine to mellow him out. Basically, almost, I ain't gonna say make him inebriated, but I mean, come on now. It took me to talk to my child to let her know where I'm going, why she has to be at daycare. This was I think she was 2 at this point. I think she was around 2, and she was able to understand. She said, "Okay, mommy," and went on by her business. She just needed to know what was going on and why am I dropping her off with these people.
Like, oh, that RJ, what? No, that's because he's medicated now. If he's not medicated, that little boy becomes out again. Okay, so
So instead of parenting your child, you choose to medicate your child. You did fail your son, and quite frankly, you don't need 4 kids because the little girl, I remember a time watching you say that if the homework seems too hard, you're not going to make her do it. You are, I hate to say it like this, but it's true. You're creating a bunch of dummies, medicated zombie dummies. That's what you are doing. It is not the child's fault. It is not the child's identity. It's what you are doing to your kids, and that's some bullshit.
um so we get the paper. No. I'm at the conference and I'm just like, well, RJ, because I'm still young. I said RJ should know how to respect you and he should know how to follow directions. I know he got ADHD, but
That don't have nothing to do with youth. That has to do with parenting.
he should know how to be respectful and follow your directions and this and that. And she told me,
You ain't teach him. How he gonna know?
she was like, she just stopped and I'm just looking like, what? She was just like, how can he follow directions where he can't even sit down to grasp what I'm talking about? Y'all almost fell out. I said, she said, how can he honestly be a kid that does good things when he cannot even grasp what I'm saying or pay attention to what I'm saying for him to execute that? And I just stopped and I just looked at her. She was like, this is all part of ADHD. So I don't expect him to do that. I just want the best for him. This is what the teacher said. And I just looked at her like, yeah, that's true. So we get the paperwork going and we get the medicine going for him. So, and I think this is around the time shutdown happened. And I was going through my own depression, my own anxiety, my own whatever, ADHD. I didn't even know I had ADHD back then. My house was a complete mess. Everything was everything. So, yeah. So, when I called his doctor because they had him on Vyvanse and they had him on liquid guanfacine because he could not swallow pills at that time. They had him on Vyvanse, the chewables, and they had him on liquid guanfacine. And I kept telling them, like, the mornings was rough. So I had to really, like, y'all must don't understand why I had to quit my busing job is because I had to quit my busing job because he was late going to school. And Bay only could do so much with him in the morning.
Why did this girl sit up here and have all these babies with this young man, Burley Bay, who can't do shit but make babies? So he can hunch, he can work his way through there. He got enough energy for that, but his ass can't walk in the grocery store and buy grocery that cook no meal. He at home all day, but she gotta come home and cook. Now she say, "Oh, he loved to cook." I'm sure his fat ass do, but he can't do nothing else but make babies. They need. I mean, this is a free country, so I mean, you can't expect other people to lose privileges if you're not willing to do the same thing, or if you don't feel like you should be treated the same way. But at the same time, as a community, it is everybody's responsibility to ensure that, kids are educated and raised in a way that they can become self-sufficient. But the community can never do more than the parent. And if you have parents like this girl here, honey, she should have had a social worker or something, um, making sure, being that she has so many deficiencies, that she was properly able and educated enough to raise a child that can be better than what she is. Otherwise, she just burdening her entire community.
When RJ doesn't have his medicine, he's a turtle. Like he sits there. Well, it ain't even sitting there because he can be busy, but he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. And then when it's time for him to go to school, he's going super slow. So they used to walk him to the bus and he'll miss the bus because RJ going super slow. So I quit my job, y'all, for that reason. And I told everybody, like, I quit my job because I want my baby to go to school on time. So around the time, that's when shutdown happened, right? So that's when I quit my job within that time period. So, and that's when I had the townhouse. So after that, I called a doctor, was like, because I was giving him guanfacine in the morning. I think I was giving him guanfacine like because you can medicate like every few hours because the medicine does tend to have a drop effect. And I told the doctor, because I wasn't even organized myself, like I'm way more organized now. So I told the doctor, was like, hey, can you put my baby on some medicine that he only could take one time a day because I cannot keep up with the medicine. They put him on a medicine that I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think it's on the Vyvanse side. I don't know what type of medicine. I think it started with flow. I don't know.
So this is my whole thing. She failed her son. Yes, she did. She failed him because you sit here and you really are not self-sufficient enough yourself, and now you are responsible for all these kids. And then the thing is, she's sitting here telling us over a 3 to 4 year period of time all these issues she had with one baby while making more babies. Like, the shit don't make no sense. It just don't. um you know yeah, she'll hustle, she'll get up, she'll this, she'll that, but what she's not able to do is better. She's not doing better. And what my grandbaby say? No, 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 no. Y'all, poor little Tink Tink. And I'm talking about the kids, not the mom. She did fail her kid because she shouldn't have been making more babies when she couldn't handle the one she had. So that's what I got to say about her. That's what I got to say about this video. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments about this situation because it's really a mess. And quite frankly, she should not have been having more kids when hell she can barely handle the one that she made, this little one here. We'll continue this conversation in the comments as we always do. So, guys, please leave your comments below. Let me know how y'all feel about uh, the video and what she's saying. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.
She get it from her mama. I'ma say you fuck her right. Body rude is unpolite. Tell me in the humble life. Tell me is you down? Cause I'm trying to go up tonight. All the hoochies left and right. I just wanna live in fantasy. I think we deserve it right. Top of the memories I've ever made in my life. Permanent ecstasy. The ladies is pimps tonight. Living inside a dream. I slay where the love is wide. I put that on my own. She get it from her mama. I'ma say you fuck her right. Body rude is unpolite. Tell me in the humble life. Tell me is you down? Cause I'm trying to go up tonight. All the hoochies left and right. I just wanna live in fantasy.